Shalom, Yashala, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahweh. I do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Yashar Allah. Call Haloyim La, Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Harakah Kodash, for blessing our elders with the spirit of truth, so that we may know. Shout out to the Akim and the Akwaf that's keeping the faith in the work. Shall keep at it. It's your brother Abaya coming at you with more precepts. Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 49. Yahweh shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young. Right? That's who's in charge. Job 9:24 says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof, if not wherein who is he? Right? We are under the thumb of the wicked, and the wicked are fierce towards the Lord's people, right? Really, and I'm more so speaking about the 1%, right? The elite of this world, the individuals who don't work. They tell everybody else to work. They call everybody else, animals and livestock, also known as goyim, right? These are the individuals who are oppressing the world, right? Beginning with the Lord's people, Yasharala, you so-called blacks, so-called Hispanics, so-called Latinas, so-called Native Americans, so-called Seminole Indians, and all our brethren around the world, all the so-called Negro descent, right? But more so speaking about the daughter of Babylon, and the individual that runs the daughter of Babylon is Esau Edom. Esau Edom is that fierce nation that shows no love to the Lord's people. And like I said, shows no love to their own people. Let me see. As well. Show no love to their own people as well, but more so have a target on the Lord's people's back. Right? Well, so like they show no love to their own folk, but they have a major target on our backs. All right. Let's see. Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 29. And thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. All right? We are oppressed, and the wicked have created a system of oppression to ensure that we stay that way. And that system, it only grows as time goes by, right? So the more advanced, quote unquote, advanced we become as a society, the more advanced we become, as Yasharala, the more oppression, or the more oppressive rather, this system becomes, which is, why Revelation 13 speaks how it speaks. And also is why this devil's policies and procedures are, changing. Right? I saw a documentary that's supposed to come into theaters, I think in March. It's called the AI documentary, right? And it's basically prepping the world for what's to come. And everything that I saw in the previews is basically everything we've been speaking about as it pertains to this dystopian future, which is, utopian for them, but it's dystopian for us. Right? Look up words. Right? And it's coming soon. Right? But nevertheless, it started from a place. Right? And the reason why I'm bringing this out is because, the videos I saw. about the, the beginnings of this oppressive state, what I'm saying, which really is going into, the beginnings of America and the beginnings of this system, how it transformed from actual physical oppression by actual slavery, right? By physical oppressive slavery to it becoming a more mental and spiritual oppression based off of the oppressive state of, I guess you could say, lack of, right? Create a financial system that rewards the wicked, and a system that ensures that the Lord's people stay poor and stay oppressed, right? And that system will be passed down from generation to generation, unfortunately. Our youth will have to experience it lest the Lord comes back and ends this prison. And, faithfully, we wholeheartedly believe the Lord is on his way to end this nightmare, right? But nevertheless, I'm going to let these videos play and I'll be back.
Why do we think that these people stopped these things because they felt sorry for us? Slavery was an economy. It's a thing where everything is calculated from day one, even to the construct of it all, right? So that let me finish this point though. And when we start to look at it from a logical standpoint, I mean to cut your wisdom, like you said. No, you good. From a logical standpoint, when we look at it like that, we would not ask for some of the things that we were asking. We would be more strategic to this day, and here's the reason why. If you understood, regardless of how heinous slavery was and how it affected us, what it was meant to be and what it was back then, it was the only form of currency. When it ended, it was like a $13 billion industry. Back then, with inflation, we talking upwards of almost $1 trillion. It would be one of the top stocks on the U.S. stock market right now. You see what I'm saying? They got rid of it because a new system had to come. Slavery would not create an autonomous system for money. Because why? You're exchanging a body who gets sick, who can die, who can run away for a thing. Human capital. That's all it was. So it came to an end. You can only make them have so many babies. In the beginning, it was the best overhead you could have. Then it became slavery just for the point of slavery. Exactly.
So if you're not understanding what he's saying, and you can research this too, the first stock to be traded on Wall Street was our ancestors, right? The same way, they trade pork bellies, orange, what is it, orange juice, oranges, gold, silver. They traded us on Wall Street, right? And it transformed because the system transformed. They introduced the dollar. They introduced paper money, right? And the system changed. So the change came off and, we got introduced to the workforce, right? Which is where we are now. And that system is changing yet again. And it's becoming a digital system. So what does that mean for society? What does that mean for the Lord's people? Changes are coming. Probably ain't going to be something you like.
So even when we ended it, it was against the law to bring them over here, but it wasn't against the law to actually sell them inside the country. You can still barter slaves inside the country. So nothing happened because of moral reasons. Why do we think that these people stopped these things because they felt sorry for us? Morals. We moved on from a system that was dying, right? Yeah. To a system that was growing, manufacturing.
Same thing. The dollar is losing that value, and it loses value with each year that goes by. So that means, listen to what he's saying.
Industry, slavery is no longer important. Now we need to condition them so they could continue to work for us through this new system. not to scare you, but pay attention to this clip.
In 1926, they discovered the perfect trap. 40 hours keeps you alive, but too tired to escape. Henry Ford ran the numbers. He tested different work schedules and found the sweet spot. 40 hours. Not because it's optimal for productivity, because it's optimal for control. Let's do the math. 40 hours work, 10 hours commuting, 56 hours sleeping, 14 hours for eating, showering, basic survival. That's 120 hours, leaving you 48 hours of free time. Except you're exhausted. So you spend Saturday recovering from the week, and Sunday dreading Monday. Your weekend isn't freedom, it's recovery time, so you can do it again. Monday morning, the alarm goes off, and you feel it, that existential dread. 5 days until freedom. 5 days of giving your life away. For what? A paycheck that disappears instantly. Rent, bills, food, loans. Nothing left.
Now, I was listening to the apostles, and they were speaking about a system of debt, right? A slave, basically debt-based slave, right? To where you make a bargain with whoever, the oppressor is. In this instance, it would be the system, right? And that bargain is you offer your body up, right, to pay off a debt. The debt in this case would be, rent, or mortgage, car note, insurance, whatever contract you sign with different individuals to where you have to fund them in order to, deal with them. And you offer your body up. You go, do the same thing with a job. You sign a contract with these jobs and say you offer your body up, to receive whatever amount of pay that they'll offer you for whatever position is. And you do that, right? And you are forever in debt because you don't own anything. You will never own anything. Even if you actually own a home, you still have to pay what? Property tax. So you always in debt. This is a debt-based society. And you're paying that debt with debt because the dollar is backed off of nothing. So you'll forever be in debt, right? And as you can clearly see, it's not about functionality for, society. It's about control. Point blank, period. And this is also how we know Edumb don't give a damn about his own folk. They don't give a damn about his own people because they out there working with us. Yeah, they may have, higher positions, and they definitely getting paid more. But at the end of the day, yeah, it's still out there, right? And how Scripture said, matter of fact, let me let this finish out.
You want to start that business? Too tired. Learn that skill? Too tired. Build that project? Too tired. That's not an accident. That's the design. If you had energy left over, you'd leave. If you had money left over, you'd build something. If you had time left over, you'd organize. They can't let that happen. So they found the formula. Just enough money to survive, just enough time to not completely break, just enough energy to come back tomorrow, but never enough to escape. And then they tell you, work hard for 45 years, then you can retire. So you do it. You trade your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s for a paycheck. And at 65, you're free.
That's crazy. He says you trade your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. And hell, based off of what Agent Orange been talking about, yeah, you're going to trade your 70s and your 80s too. This devil real life want us to work till we die. Right? That's this life. That's this world. This is a prison, man. Straight like that. Scripture says, thou shalt be oppressed always. The word is true.
Except your body's broken. Your energy's gone. You spent your best years building someone else's dream. And your freedom came too late to use it. The 40-hour work week isn't about productivity. It's about compliance. Keep you tired, keep you poor, keep you busy. Too exhausted to think, too broke to leave, too busy to organize. That's not employment, that's control. And you'll do it for the next 45 years. Unless you break or escape. But you won't, because you can't afford to. That's the trap.
That's the damn trap. Right? That's this world that we live in. And that's also why you have a lot of the Lord's people that do anything, and I mean anything, to get them ducats. But what does the word say? The love of money is the root of all evil. Right? This world is crazy as hell, man. This world worships money like a god because it is an idol that was created by the wicked. This is crazy, man. Right? But it is what it is. It's the truth. This devil created a falsified God to have the Lord's people and his own people sell their souls, right, to go and get this thing. But the mindset of the person is what makes the difference. Scripture says, basically, money answers all things. So it's a tool that you need, right? You have to earn, right, in order to, eat, have a roof over your head, so forth and so on. But you view it as such. It ain't nothing to worship, right? Because when you start worshiping that thing, you start doing whatever it takes to get that thing. You start selling your soul, selling out, stepping over your people, and so forth and so on. You moving into dark territory. And the Lord is basically leading you, he's allowing you to be led to destruction. All right? And when Revelation 13 come knocking, and it is definitely at the door, right? Looking through the windows, trying to see if anybody there. Yeah. You gonna take that thing. Because you don't know no damn better. Right? But that's this system. This system was set up to oppress and destroy. As you can clearly see. All right, so Proverbs 29:2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. Right? And how I say Esau Edom got his own people mourning. More so now than ever because they feeling the pinch. They never thought they'd be put in a position to be damn near at the same level as the Lord's people. But hey, yeah, that's the design of what's coming. Right? The world is changing to this new system. So it got to get bad. Right? Before that change come. Right? But for the Lord's people, man, this a prison and it's always been a prison. It's always going to be a prison by design. This ain't no coincidence or chance. It's not because you lazy or you can't pull yourself up by your bootstraps or you too dumb or you stupid or you too slow. It is none of that. This place was designed to break you. This place was designed to destroy you. This place was designed to keep you in darkness. This place was designed to keep you hopeless. That's why they keep pushing all these, extraordinary, extravagant things in our faces. As soon as you cut on that television, you don't see nothing but gold chains, mansions, beautiful faces, 5 jobs where it looked like it ain't even a job, like a person everybody smiling. You cut on TV show, people going to work, everybody cheerful and happy, and you know what I'm saying? It's never down. That's why I keep pushing that in your face. It's a mind fuck. Right? But the Lord got his elect awakened. Right? And we bucking up against that system with the truth by exposing this system and exposing who's in charge of this system. Right? Which ultimately is Yahweh. The Most High controls good and evil according to the book of Isaiah chapter 45. Right? And why does the Lord have us going through what we're going through in this place? Let's go back to Deuteronomy. 28:15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Right? For not being obedient to the instructions of the Lord, then we are oppressed always, and all of the other curses that come with it. Right? But like I said, based off of the signs that we're seeing as far as this system changing to a digital system, the Lord is showing us that this is almost over with. This nightmare almost done. Right? So have joy in that. Right? Have hope in that. Because if you hoping in this damn system and these different gigs that you working, man, yeah, you finna be heartbroken real soon. Right? As far as the elect goes, we already know what time it is, man. Right? Call Haloyim La Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai by Hashem Harakakodash for blessing us to see it and to recognize what we're seeing for what it is. Right? Let's see. Actually, Baruch chapter 4 and Baruch chapter 4 and verse 14. Let them that dwell about Zion come and remember ye the captivity of my sons and daughters, which the everlasting hath brought upon them. All right? Yahweh put us in this place for that disobedience. For he hath brought a nation upon them from far, a shameless nation, and of a strange language, who neither reverenced old man nor pitied child. These have carried away the dear beloved children of the widow being Jerusalem, right? And left her that was alone, desolate, without daughters, right? But what can I help you? For he that brought these plagues upon you will deliver you from the hands of your enemies, right? The Lord is doing away with this place, man. And it's a joyful thing to see, right? So, I'll end with that, man. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai Ratazah. These precepts in this video were edifying. Call Haloyim La Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai Bahasham Harakakodash Shalom Yashar Allah. Wa Abba Baba.